Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Basingstoke Railway Society. This, I think, is about the 20th year that I've done Cables Railway Year, and as always, you're going to get a mixture of pictures taken in the UK and also some from the overseas trips that I've done this year. So perhaps we can start off in March last year, which was the first time I was able to get out, and I went down to Badgeworth near Cheltenham, and at a bridge which, quite frankly, you take your life in your hands because the traffic comes over it at high speed, rather blind in one direction, and if you see a train coming from the opposite side of the bridge, you really do have to watch out for these damn fool drivers. But nevertheless, it was a nice sunny day, and here we are, first of all, with a picture of one of the trains that I like to take particularly, an HST in the cross-country livery, and this is the Edinburgh to Plymouth working, coming through Badgeworth Station, Cheltenham being in the far distance. This was the first shot I took of one of the new Class 70s, working empties back from Rugeley Power Station to Stoke Gifford. Known as Ugly Betty's by some people. I think that people will probably find in due course it's an acquired taste. You get used to these things over a time, and I think we'll soon see that they're perhaps not as bad as they are at first sight. But it's nice to get one nice and clean in full sunshine, and well, we will see more of those over the years to come. Thank you. It was Cheltenham race meeting period, and so a special had worked down from Euston via Birmingham to Cheltenham. Having got rid of all the race goers, the empty stock worked down to Gloucester and came back again on the other line, topped and tailed by the two Royal 67s, and with the old Blue Pullman coaching set using the majority of the train. And there we are with the yellow signal, because Cheltenham was getting fairly blocked up at this particular time. Now, someone tipped us off that the nuclear flasks from Berkeley up to Crewe were being worked by a pair of DRS 57s instead of the normal 37 and 20 working, and so we went down to Cam and Dursley Parkway, not a place that I'd ever taken pictures at before, but we're very glad to get this pair coming up with a pair of flasks making good speed through, and very nicely fitted in for the camera. Now, earlier in the year, there were all these diversions taking place as a result of the work going on the North London line, with freight trains being diverted along the line from Gospel Oak through to South Tottenham, and then some of them going on to Barking and some of them going down to Stratford. But I also recognised the fact that the Class 150s in Silverlink livery, well, with the London Overground label on them, were going to be coming to the end, and so I thought I'd make sure that I recorded these while they were still working on that particular line. And this is at Black Horse Road station, where the connection with the Victoria line is made. On the right you can see my friend John Howie. I'm not quite sure from his stance quite what he's doing there, but I'm sure it was totally innocent. Thank you. We moved on down to South Tottenham, and because the line has only got limited facilities and parts, there's a lot of this double heading with a diesel towing the electric locos. As you can see here, with a Freightliner 66 and a Freightliner 90 behind it, with an intermodal train coming through South Tottenham. It's interesting to see the way that the back of the train has gone back down a gradient to get underneath the bridge which carries a Great Eastern section line going up from Liverpool Street somewhere to, up to Cheshunt, one of these more convoluted routes. Don't ask me where it goes. I think it goes through Seven Sisters or somewhere. Okay. Then went on down to Gospel Oak, and if the DMUs are not in the station, then one has a chance to stand back and get a picture of the train coming around the bend up to the junction. And again we have a drag with a Freightliner 66 and a Freightliner 90 in the old livery. I can't remember what the working is, probably something like Felixstowe to Crewe or something of that sort. And an EWS 59 with empty stone coming back, I think, from Purfleet back through to Acton, and then making its way obviously in consist back to the quarries and the Mendips. Now the next place that I went to was Headstone Lane, an old haunt of mine, back from the days when I used to live at Hatch End back in the 1930s and 1940s. I have been known to stand on that footbridge and see interesting trains like unrebuilt Royal Scots and Patriots, etc., etc. Coronations and Duchesses when they were fully streamlined, etc., etc. But here we have the loco haul passenger set for Virgin with the EWS 90 propelling empty stock. I think it's going from Northampton up to Euston on a Friday to work a down service later in the day. Thank you. Now one thing of interest that came along was this working to come round, I think, from Norwich Crown Point with 4 DRS locos, 3 DRS locos, sorry, and a National Express East Anglia 90 on the back. So we have a 37, a 20 and a 47 and the Class 90 on the back, all going up to Crewe. Rather an unexpected working as far as I was concerned, but enjoyable nonetheless. Now the Class 378s had started to work at this time, and this is on driver training. This is a 378/0 because it's at that time only a 3-coach unit. They've now all been strengthened to 4 coaches. I must admit I like the look of these things from the outside, but I do not like the underground type style seating that they've got inside, where you're sitting facing the inside of the unit. It's not very good for looking out to see what trains are coming and going. But one feature that is nice is the very wide gangways between the coaches. You really do see right through from one end to the other, and it does help to move around. Now this little working, I think, is it's a Bletchley to Didcot train of a few. I think they're old RMC tanks that were trundling along behind this 66, and all needs to be recorded, whatever comes along. Now the old 321s of Silverlink, some of them have been transferred to other sections, but a few have been retained by London Midland. And this was the first one that I'd seen in the London Midland livery, which I do like it as a livery, but how the hell can you call it London Midland and not be Crimson Lake? I mean, really. But you can see the contrast between that one and the old Silverlink unit, and which is leading. This would have been a Milton Keynes to Euston service. Now, I then went down to Gravesend. I have not been to Gravesend, for more than 20 years, because I think the last time I was there when the first of the 60s came in. So that takes you back a few years. But I wanted to go down there, A, because it was a place I've not been to for years, and secondly because there was a type of train that I wanted to photograph which was new to me. But here we are with a South Eastern Class 466 two-car unit with a 465 behind it, coming into the station, having come down from either Charing Cross or Cannon Street. And I think that this one, if I remember rightly, was just going down as far as Gillingham.